Today on Suncoast View, a Venice high school coach is back in the game after getting benched for a bad social media move. We'll discuss.
We know a little about boats and we know a little about fishing, but we've got an expert from the Bradenton Boat Show who'll help us tie it all together and fish like a pro.
And a new initiative is teaming up with local restaurants to skip a common item to keep our Suncoast beautiful. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. Welcome to the show, and a big welcome to two of our new guest hosts, who you may recognize their voices. Welcome to Meredith Michaels and Billy Jack from 107.9 WSRZ.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
We're so excited to be here.
This is
I
awesome.
am thrilled to see you guys in person. I hear your voices in my head, and I make up what you look like, and it's so great to see you in person.
Yeah, they don't let us out much, but we're definitely glad to be here. So.
And it's nice to meet you. I've been watching you for years, too.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
You always wonder if there's somebody out there.
Well, we do. We drive with you, and you and David Jones and Jones and Company. So
Yes.
it's nice to. I feel like we're in my car, except we're sitting still, and it's a little cleaner.
Yeah.
So I know you all have a lot happening at Jones and Company. So tell us, you have a big cruise contest.
Yes, we're giving away a cruise, and we're doing it all this month, and it's all going down. You can get more information at WSRZ.com. But we're pulling qualifiers, and we're going to Cuba.
That's right. We take a cruise every year. This is the 18th year we're taking this cruise, and we're going to Cuba this time. So it's a big bucket list. We're all excited.
You guys get to go?
Yes, absolutely.
Unbelievable. We never get to go.
I know, Linda's giving me the look like you never take me anywhere.
Private parties, drink package.
Ooh.
That's how radio rolls.
Wow.
Yes, so WSRZ.com if you want to enter.
And you've been doing 18 years of this cruise, so I know, everyone, I know lots of people that have gone with you and have had a ball. So I know a lot of people are going to be interested in this. You can get more information and enter, find out how to enter at WSRZ.com, I'm sure, and listen to you every morning during the drive. We're very excited you're with us today, and we're going to get to talk some hot topics in a minute, but you all have your own kind of hot topic that is a great feel-good story. Tell us about it.
Yes, well, normally we like to be live and local, but this story came out of Michigan. We stumbled across a veteran who was turning 100. His birthday was yesterday. His name is Ike Fabella. He's from Saginaw, Michigan, and the only thing he wanted for his 100th birthday was 100 birthday cards in the mail. So instead of just sending cards, we made a giant card and got hundreds of signatures, and we have teamed up with his local news TV station, and they are presenting the cards and a little video we made to him on his birthday party on the 9th.
How wonderful.
Yes.
It's very cool. Yeah, we pulled everybody together at one of our dance parties, Friday night dance parties, and we had everybody sign it and sing happy birthday to him. So we got all that to them, and it's going to be awesome. We can't wait to see his reaction.
That's amazing, a little birthday wish from the Suncoast. Well, that's great. You know, it is always nice. It's so hard sometimes. You turn on the news, whether it's radio or TV, and there's so many bad things. It's nice to help create good news.
And to know there are good people in this world.
That's
right.
There are people here in Sarasota that care about a man in Michigan.
Absolutely.
I
Very
know.
proud of our veterans, and I'm proud of how the Suncoast turned out for those signatures, too.
Oh, that's great. Lots of love for the veterans on the Suncoast. But you radio people aren't so bad.
Yeah, no, not too bad.
All right, well, let's see who is in the kitchen today, because we are going to be feeding you. We have Chef Shannon from Tommy Bahama. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Great, thanks. What are we making?
So today we're going to do oven roasted mojo chicken, little tangerine flavors and some flavors from the Caribbean.
How perfect. Perfect for Tommy Bahama, of course. Perfect as we go into summer. And what else is perfect is right in front of you, the cake.
Yes.
Everyone loves your famous
Everyone loves
signature
the
cake.
pina colada cake.
Yes. All right. Well, we can't wait to join you a little later on. I know you also have some special menus and promotions coming up we're going to learn more about later in the show, but we'll see you in the kitchen for mojo and cake, of course.
Yes, sounds good.
Well, you know, you mentioned your cruise, but one of our family members, one of our team members, is actually on a cruise of her own. Stephanie Roberts is off this week, but she's off for a good reason. She's on vacation with her family to an Alaskan cruise.
Look at that ice behind
Gorgeous. So we have, you know, she did get Wi-Fi enough to post some pictures, and she also has teenagers, so we knew that pictures would be posted anyway.
And they're hugging each other. That's a very good sign.
Yes,
They've
it
been
looks
gone
like.
5 days now.
She did say she was a little concerned about being, you know, on the boat, kind of trapped with fighting kids, but it looks like everyone's getting along very well. They're having a great time.
Oh, I love that. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
Alaskan cruise is like bucket list for me. I've been trying to get on one for a while, and I plan on to someday in life, but you know, radio isn't paying as much. It's not as easy to get on those, but
Maybe the 19th annual cruise could be to
I'll
Alaska.
try to nudge them in the right direction.
All right, and you
yeah.
know, I'm sure you might need Stephanie and her friends' help
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd
to
be
get
glad
you
to
across.
go.
Oh, it'd be
Show
awesome.
you around. We've never
Absolutely.
been either, but we'll be glad to show you
We can
around.
go together. We'll,
Yeah.
we'll room together in the
Well,
cabin.
listen,
good.
when you guys said you were going to go, I saw Linda's looking at me about ready to jump ship and come over to radio.
Yeah.
No way, we're not letting go of her. Well, it is time for our first hot topic, and a Venice high school coach is getting his second chance to get back in the game. Coach John Peacock of Venice High School is being reinstated after getting fired for liking a student's tweet that was considered by some to be racist. Venice Athletics' biggest sponsor, Bill Buck Chevrolet, had dropped its sponsorship after the coach was dismissed, but they restored it once Peacock was reinstated. Peacock will be suspended for 3 weeks to start the 2018 season, and he will go through social media and sensitivity training. What do we think about this? I talk a lot about, you know, trying to give people second chances. What do we think about this one?
I think this was a great thing. It had to be hard for the person who fired him in the first place to rethink it, to say, okay, what did I want from this? I accomplished my purpose. I showed that this is not acceptable for anybody. We will not tolerate it. Made everybody think, including me. I like a lot of things on Facebook that I don't read the whole post on.
Sure, sure.
But it's best for the kids. You know, a lot of these boys are up for scholarships, and if this year doesn't go well, they won't get their scholarships. So it's affecting their whole future and the future of Venice football.
Yes, I was a college softball coach for 8 years at State College of Florida, and we stressed the importance of what you say and do on social media, what the people's perceptions of you are simply by what you've liked, what maybe cup you're drinking out of. People judge everything that happens on social media. I am so glad they reinstated this. I felt like it was a knee-jerk reaction, but what a lesson that will be to those students that are up for scholarships,
Yes.
because college coaches do look through all of your social media.
Yes, and when a coach leaves and they replace him, no matter how good the replacement is, it takes a couple of years.
Yeah.
It takes a little while
They've
to
seen a lot of
readjust.
success under him, so yeah, I
Yes.
mean, it makes sense. I mean, obviously they've given him the suspension, but you know, I think he can turn it around.
And I was also the wife of a football coach.
There you
so
go.
I have a soft spot in my heart.
I
for
have
that.
to just play the other side for a second. That, all right, yes, a big statement was made by dismissing him, but bringing him back, is it as effective? You know, or is it sending the message of saying, well, you know what, you can make a mistake, but if you're good at your job, we'll let you come back.
But he was humiliated by that. I think that was a real big blow to his career. So I don't think anybody that knew him or was involved in that situation will ever forget. These kids will remember this when they're my age.
Yeah.
And
35.
I hope, I mean, he's made some really great comments publicly about he wants the apology of the other, you know, he's really hoping to get the apology from, to give the apology to the other coach, rather, get his forgiveness. And I just hope that same sentiment carries over into the locker room when cameras and people aren't around.
Yes.
I'm happy they reinstated him, but I am quite shocked that they turned back on their decision, because my experience in higher ed is they stand by their decisions. So
Yeah.
it is quite shocking they did it, but I'm happy. I hope he takes advantage of this and people learn from what happened.
Yes.
Because we do have a tendency, I think, to just dismiss people immediately. Off with their heads, they're gone.
Yeah.
Whereas now he has the potential to be an amazing ally to
Yes.
and to this cause, because
he can
he's
turn
learned
it
from it.
positive.
Yes.
He can make it a positive thing.
Yeah. So all right, we're playing the positive here. Well, also down South County, Northport is working on a different idea to beat the summer heat. The city of Northport is resurrecting an idea for an aquatic center. The latest rendering here shows a lazy river and a water slide. The bad news, it might be 2 years away. City Commission will be meeting next week to decide on the contractor. This is good news for Northport, I think.
It is, but they need more than a lazy river and a water slide, I think.
Well, I
yeah.
think those are the added amenities, but you know,
Oh,
this
okay.
is still a nice. A whole aquatics park allows people to swim. I don't know what other options are down South County besides if you use like a YMCA or a public
I can tell you
facility.
from experience, there's not much.
Yeah.
So anything you can throw into Northport is welcome, and this is going to be awesome for them. This is definitely something that that they would need.
Yes, and Northport's one of the fastest growing communities in the country, so to be able to do this at this time, I think it's super important to have it done before even more growth comes to that area.
I just hope it's not 2 years away from being 2 years away.
Yes.
You know? Just make a decision, do or don't, because they need something now.
Oh, yes, and it's so great when you've got family coming to entertain people by taking them. Because once you go down there, you're going to have lunch, you may have dinner, you're going to do other things. So it'll be great for
I was thinking,
Northport.
too, about kids that are growing up in Northport right now, and all of a sudden, if an aquatic center comes in, doesn't that immediately put swimming as an option for a hobby? And we've seen a lot about, like, sports being a huge, attraction here on the Suncoast, and who knows, we could be sparking some future Olympic swimmers.
Oh my,
you
I
go.
can see it now.
All right,
The
well.
winner is from Northport.
Exactly.
Yes.
Good for them. Well, we like to travel. We all like to travel, but our fellow passengers can sometimes get on our nerves, let's be honest. A new survey in travel etiquette ranked bad air travel behavior. So here are the top 5 worst airplane habits. They say audio insensitive flyers. That would be loud passengers, people who talk loud, don't kind of monitor the open space. Next one. Personal space violators.
Oh, yes.
all right.
Flips his seat back in your lap,
Yes.
and your chin is on the back of his seat.
Yes, immediately, before we even take off, and all of a sudden you could do dental work on him.
Yes, or they don't share the armrest. They're taking more than their half.
It's so funny that some of them don't even really go back that far, but whenever you see it go back that 2 inches, you're like, come on, you got to be kidding me. Like, it's funny.
You're immediately, I'm losing
Yeah.
space, I'm claustrophobic. All right, next on the list was inattentive parents. We talked a little about this yesterday.
Yes, we did.
When you have because it isn't really the parents, let's be honest,
Yeah.
it's the children and the parents not monitoring the kids. The second, number 2 offender, smelly passengers.
Oh.
And the worst habit of all, seat kickers.
Oh, yes, I hate that.
Other
Yeah.
things that made the list were armrest hogs,
Yes.
airplane mode violators, that would be they do not turn their phones into airplane mode, and security newbies. That are the people that seem to be genuinely surprised when they get up to security that they have to take anything out or lose their shoes. Which of these, any of these get you all?
Oh, the one that lets the seat back. That's the thing that bugs me the most.
Yeah, the armrest hog one is confusing to me because if there's 3 in a row, to me, whoever's in the middle deserves both armrests. I mean, because you're sitting in between 2 people, so the other 2 should be able to lean away. So.
Yes,
I actually think
absolutely.
that should be part of the, the pre-flight check that the air attendants do. And by the way, the middle armrest is
Yes.
for the middle passenger.
That's right. I can't stand it when people take their shoes off and then their feet, they're touching their feet on things. It just drives me insane. And the last time I flew, someone opened a sub sandwich with more onions than I think anyone has ever had on a sandwich. And it went through that cabin like crazy. And I could not think of anything else. And it was just completely annoying to me.
That also made the list, actually, people with stinky food.
Okay,
With
there we
aromatic
go.
food. And anyone, if you are putting on nail polish or taking it off, it should not happen
Who's doing
on a
that?
plane.
Oh.
It has happened, yes, on my very flight. I was the lucky one. All right, well, do you suspect that you might have a smartphone addiction? Someone wants to help, but you might be surprised. It's Apple. The next iPhone update, iOS 12, will feature multiple ways of kicking your smartphone habit. Most notably, a report card that shows how often you use individual apps like Facebook or Instagram, so you can help set limits. You can also lock yourself out of certain apps after you have spent your daily quota, and it also will group notifications so that you don't have to skim through multiples to find out which are important to you. Will this help?
I do not want somebody bossing how often I use my phone.
That's right.
I do not want somebody telling me what to do on the privacy of my own phone.
Do you think it'll work? Do you think any of these will work, help us put down the phone if we want? Because we can set our own limit.
Well, it wouldn't help me. I would just open it up and check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to keep track.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see a lot of people going, look at my high score.
Yes.
Look how long I've been on my phone.
You can beat me at Instagram.
Yeah.
Meredith, you kind of put your head down a little bit.
I am a big offender. I would love to see how many times a day I touch my phone, I check social media, especially being connected to the show's social media pages. It's like alerts all day. So I feel like I spend too much time on social media. But if I can set my own time limits, I'll be like 12 hours for Facebook, 12 hours for Instagram. But
And the sleep can fall in there somewhere.
Oh, mine goes off in the middle of the night. You get alerts in the middle of the night,
Absolutely.
and you're afraid not to look.
I know, it could be the one important thing, or someone just liked an Instagram picture from 2 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, well, you've probably never ordered it before, but you could have your food and bug control all in the same delivery order. Like this next story that went viral on Twitter. A student found a spider outside her room and was terrified to leave when a friend suggested that she just order food and ask the driver to kill the spider along the way in. Well, their customer support did let her know that there was a high chance that their delivery person could be more afraid of spiders than she was. The delivery person did eventually come and was in fact scared of spiders, but after Sweeney begged him to help, he did eventually remove it. I love this, and I hope he got a good tip.
Yes, yeah, he deserves a good tip after that. I mean, that's above and beyond, and a raise at the pizza place.
Yeah, I was thinking when you said good tip, like a tip of how to get rid of a spider.
Oh no, I'm talking
So
about
how
grease
did
the
they get
palm
rid
with a
of the
5 or
spider?
10. He did capture the spider for her. But have you ever been stuck
Capture it?
alone? Have you ever been stuck alone and
Absolutely. My neighbor Kate, she's a few buildings down. She is my go-to person. She has removed a spider and a frog and a little lizard from my home. Sounds like I never shut my doors or anything, but I love this story. When we saw it earlier this week as well. To have the smarts to do that and use the service to get rid of the spider, I love it.
But
Because
when you order online, you do have a little box to say additional details. Hey, I got a spider. Can you help me out? They can come with the proper pesticides.
normally when there's an intruder like that in my home, I say, for sale, I'm selling this baby, I'm out of here.
Leave, pack everything, take only what you need.
My daughter said we have 3 black widows in my backyard. I said, I'll get around to that eventually.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
I'll
we'll just
call for pizza
order
today.
food. There you go. All right, it is time for our happy hour forecast. And when we come back, we're going to learn how to keep the Suncoast beautiful by skipping one small item.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your first alert weather update. We are looking at some showers well offshore right now. Not much near the coast. Some activity down to our south, too, pushing toward Fort Pierce and Miami getting hammered with some big storms right now. But right here in Manatee and Sarasota counties, all is quiet right now. Some showers developing into southeast DeSoto County, pushing off to the east. And again, we are looking at the possibility of some of that energy out there in the Gulf of Mexico working its way in our direction on Friday. The rain chances not all that high. Our winds will become more southerly, too. You'll see that kind of activity working its way and then kind of falling apart. The better chances will be in the afternoon and evening on Friday, but all in all, the forecast looking pretty good too as we head into the weekend. We'll take a look at the weekend weather forecast, obviously, and also update you on the tropics. I know I talked about yesterday a system that may be popping up and moving into the Gulf of Mexico next week. We'll have an update model version on that particular system coming up today at 5. See you then.
More than 500 million plastic straws are used every day in the United States. Drinking straws and other single-use plastics are often left on beaches, which can later wash into the ocean and be mistaken for food by marine life. There is a new campaign here on the Suncoast to reduce and eliminate those single-use plastics. And 2 of the people behind this cause, Chef Steve Phelps from Indigenous Restaurant and Jana Hafling from Rethinking Plastic Sarasota, are here to explain how we can help. Well, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
I have to say, I'm sure you get this question a lot. It's one straw. It seems like such a small thing, but how much of an impact does it make?
Go ahead.
It makes a huge impact because if, like Indigenous, if they're skipping the straw, every customer that comes in skips the straw, and then they spread it around, and the next restaurant, and the next time they go to a restaurant, they may skip the straw. So it helps with the movement.
So, I mean, when we look at one person, it isn't just me using a straw. This is what leads to that 500 million straws.
That's
that
true.
wash out.
I think, if my restaurant does 100 people a night and we're serving beverages and let's say half of them have something that would get a straw, that's 50 out of the day that we've stopped. And, it's amazing to see the impact at our restaurant, just reducing inventory and things like that. It's very intense at the motion we're at right now.
Are straws really dangerous?
They are, and personally, I've seen the effects of them in the ocean because I'm a huge fisherman, and I have seen straws 50 miles offshore, and you see a turtle out there that's struggling, and there's a straw stuck in his nose or whatever. It's terrible to see, but it's definitely a big impact because the straws slip right through a lot of the filtering machines.
So you have asked people to start with skipping straws. So tell us a little bit about that whole campaign of skipping the straw.
We just ask that you use alternatives right now. The plastic straws are what we're really referring to, but there is alternatives with paper straws that are great. So we're asking for that right now as we get more momentum. More momentum. We want to move into the other things that we're talking about, the other items which styrofoam and plastic containers, the clamshells, and Jana could talk about the big 5 that are the bad 5 that are really important.
All right, so so as a restaurant, you're going to move into some of the bigger things, but there is a list of the bad 5 offenders.
Yes.
So let's start with the first one, clamshell to-go boxes. So this is the bad example. This is what most of us are used to.
This is the bad example. Polystyrene, styrofoam as we call it, it doesn't break down. It breaks up into smaller pieces, so it's really bad for the environment, for the ocean, because it just it gets smaller and smaller. That's the microplastic you hear about. That's one of the items. So when you go out to eat, that's most of the time that's what you're going to get. Bring your own container. Ask for aluminum foil as an alternative for your to-go. We have beeswax that you could wrap up a sandwich or something.
Is this in place of plastic wrap?
In a replacing plastic wrap. It's fabric, cotton fabric, dipped in beeswax with some resin. You can make it yourself. You can purchase it. You can bring a glass container or stainless steel. It's all about being prepared when you're trying to use alternatives.
Mind your beeswax.
Yes, literally. All right, back to the bad 5. The next on the list, the next offender, cups, lids, and straws. So, all right, I'll fess up. I mean, I can't tell you how many I go through a day, but there's another alternative. So
yeah, it's about being prepared. There's lots of options. You can bring a cup, bring your stainless steel straw, reuse it, wash it out. If you go to Starbucks or any of the coffee shops locally, you can usually use your own cup. If they don't let you, talk to them about it. And it's all about us using our voices to let businesses know that we frequent how we want to use alternatives.
And the stainless steel straw, the glass straw, which I know we were just talking about a couple weeks ago. And Steve, you said that there is a newer version of the paper straw that that you're using.
Yeah, it's great. And now this big company, which is Aardvark, who's kind of a leader in doing the paper straws, they have ones that are wrapped. I think a lot of people were kind of getting weirded out by a guest getting a straw that's not real sanitary. So they're taking steps, and now we have these at the restaurant, and we are actually trying to get all the other restaurants in Sarasota to start using the same thing. And that movement with the restaurants is impressive. I mean, there is over 24 restaurants that have already made that step, and now we're trying to get them to join the pledge, which we're doing with this Get the Straw thing and rethinking plastic.
So back to the bad 5. Plastic bottles, I know, are bad. So, and a nice alternative to that are glass containers and metal.
Yeah, there's 50 billion plastic water bottles are used annually in the U.S. That's a lot of plastic. Each one of us could be changing that number by bringing our own either stainless steel. You can reuse a glass bottle that you've gotten some lemonade in. That's what that's about. They come with different lids, so you can have, I carried in my purse, just was in New York, didn't spill, it snaps tight.
And plastic bags. You brought Linda a great option for grocery shopping.
Yes.
You bring your own canvas bag. These are great as well for produce.
Yeah,
and you can find these anywhere.
Yeah, the produce bags, people put 1 lemon in a produce bag. That bag is used for 12 minutes, never used again, goes to the landfill. These are bags you can use for your produce.
Oh, this is produce too.
This is for produce as well. These actually you can use for different items because they have a tear weight, so you can put items in there that they need to weigh, and then they deduct the tear weight from it. Same thing with the jar. You can bring jars for your items. Get it weighed before you fill it, and then they deduct
Which is a great option I never think of, because you go home and you're just going to put it in something anyway.
That's true.
12 minutes. Single-use plastic is used for about 12 minutes per item, and then 80% goes to the landfill. It's not recycled.
And I know the last of the bad 5 are plastic utensils, which we all are familiar with, and you have a really great idea to carry your own bag when you go to a restaurant that serves plastic, which is a great idea, and then you can have your utensils in here. Well, this is a great initiative. This is just the beginning, but thank you for what you're doing. For more information about the Skip the Straw campaign and to sign the pledge online, you can visit rethinkingplastic.org. Coming up next, Linda previews this weekend's biggest events. Grab your calendars.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Well, the weekend's coming up and summer days are filled with festivities and entertainment. Luckily, Linda is here with Suncoast Scene to make sure we don't miss any of the fun this weekend. What's coming up, Linda?
Oh, we don't want to miss World Oceans Day, so of course we are celebrating big time. Manatee County Parks and Natural Resources is throwing a World Oceans Day festival, and you're invited to the party. It's at Emerson Point Preserve in Palmetto, Saturday, 9 to noon. All the ocean-themed activities will be a blast. You'll be able to cast a net and discover what is under the waves and learn about our beaches and sea life. Now, you do need a reservation. You can email coral.bass@mymanatee.org. And on Saturday and Sunday, the 17th annual St. Armand's Craft Festival. It, of course, is going to be on St. Armand's Circle in Circle Park. There'll be more than 175 artisans, everything you can imagine, from paintings to jewelry to pottery and a lot more. And the artists will be there to tell you about their work. That is great fun, and it's from 10 to 5 Saturday and Sunday. And congratulations to Sharkies. What a big deal. They're throwing a Sunset Beach Bash to celebrate being voted the #1 beach bar in Florida. Now that is something to celebrate. There'll be free drink samples and lots of food and drink available, plus live music and lots of fun. And of course, you don't want to miss this. It's going to be from 5 p.m. until sunset. And it is going to be this weekend on Friday, so come on down and have a great time. And here's something you've got to put on your calendar. It's not time for it yet. It starts next week on Tuesday. It's at the Ringling Museum, and it's in the historic Oslo Theater, so it's beautiful. It's the Circus Arts Conservatory presenting the 2018 Summer Circus Spectacular. And it is going to be full of top talent from all over the world, really big name acts, and it only lasts an hour, so the whole family, even Dad, can enjoy it.
Oh, great events. Thank you, Linda. You can find more information about these and so many others. That's just a few. You can visit suncoastview.com. Coming up next, we learn about saltwater fishing just in time for the Bradenton Boat Show.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
When ABC7 declares a First Alert Weather Day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Suncoast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a First Alert Weather Day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A First Alert Weather Day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather, we're here for you. The ABC7 First Alert Weather app just got even better. It's easy to use once you download it. First, tell the app to follow you, so you get alerts pinpointed to exactly where you are. Then customize your settings with all the places you go, from the beach to grandmother's house. Get accurate alerts for everyone you care about. You can even pick which weather alerts and categories you want and what they sound like. More ways to customize and more ways to keep your family safe. Download the ABC7 First Alert Weather app today.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Boating and fishing are two of the major things that draw people to our shores. And the Bradenton Boat Show is going to be at the Bradenton Area Convention Center this weekend, showing off everything from the simplest kayaks to the fanciest yachts. There'll also be lots of exhibits and activities to help you enjoy your boat once you get it. And you know the biggest topic of conversation besides boats? Fishing. Fishing guide Captain Rachel Cato is going to be there.
Yes.
We're so glad you came here first. You're going to be giving seminars and
Yes.
lectures and showing people person to person how to fish.
Hands-on, anything you want to learn how to, that's tying knots or checking and using and picking out artificials.
We've got a lot. I'm glad you brought artificials.
Yes.
I feel so sorry for the bait, but we can use artificial lures then.
Yes, there are so many seminars that are going on each and every day, from
Mhm.
live bait to artificials to kayaking to deep sea offshore fishing to
Mhm.
inshore fishing. And it's not just myself, there's a whole list of other guides that will be there all day long.
Well, show us the difference between these lures now. I'll choose the biggest one. I
It's the
like this
prettiest.
guy. Yes, he's the prettiest and the biggest. So what would I fish for with him?
So this is a really great artificial to use. Let's say if you want to go out and fish before you go into work. Put your waders on right over your pretty outfit, and this will be used just as the sun's getting ready to come up. And it's a great low light. It's a top water bait, so it'll jig along the surface, and basically you're just trying to move that bait along. You can wiggle it and makes pretty nice little sound. It's pretty loud.
Yeah. Okay. What about some of these down here?
Yeah, I'll pick this one here because it's not the size of the lure that matters here.
It's the sparkle.
There you go. This one. It's shiny. It's beautiful. What does this one do?
This is a great lure for using on the Sunshine Skyway fishing piers or any piers, and also at the beaches because it's heavy. You can cast it a really long distance. It's very shimmery, shiny, and also the jigs, the treble hooks are really great for catching Spanish mackerel or any of the fun, like the ladyfish, bluefish, anything that has lots of teeth, and that just strike it, just to strike the actual jig and not actually the hooks.
So when you are picking your lure, you have to consider location, type of fish that are there, and time of day?
Time of day, the wind,
wow.
Depth of where you're fishing, if you're fishing a sand bottom, a grass flats, if you're fishing along a fishing pier with deep water, fast moving current, and what kind of species you want to try to catch.
Now you've got a pretty intense hook in front of you. Let's just pop that up for just a second.
Whoa!
There we go. Hold that steady real quick and we can see. What is this one for?
What will that catch?
So this is a spoon.
Here, I'll hold it up.
There you go.
A spoon?
That is a spoon, and that's just a type of spoon. And so it's a similar to a gotcha. This is a stick jig, in that this is just a single hook. You're a lot less likely to hook yourself or your friends around you with a single hook. It casts really far, and it gives a lot of flash. You're also able to use that in shallower water by reeling it faster. As opposed to this one, it's going to drop like a lead weight.
Okay.
This one's a little bit lighter, but it still has some weight to it.
Yeah,
I'm glad fish like flash too. I'm really big on flash.
Hey, you think you're all girls, right?
Well, whether or not we have this one or the one down there, we've got to tie them on to our fishing pole.
Yes.
Personally tie them on. They don't come that way. Show us how to do that. Now, I see we've got to tie it through here.
Right.
I am not ready for that.
No.
Could we try tying it through the handle
That's
and
right.
then move down?
Right. So if you're at home and you just want to tie something, just even any kind of a rope or a line, you don't have to start with a thin piece of leader. What you're going to do is just put it through the loop of anything. When I learned,
like a cup.
Right. When I first started guiding, I'm like, I have to learn how to tie knots and tie them fast. So I tried with everything. So basically, you just put it through. You have the short piece right here in your left hand. You're gonna,
What's
that?
I've
Okay.
already
Then you're
messed up the first
okay, but you're gonna transfer it to your right and lay everything on your left, just like this.
Everything on your left. Okay.
And you're kind of looking at it from the side.
Okay.
The way it's.
Got it.
Correct. So once you get it like this is called a tag end. You're going to take your tag and you're just going to lay it over.
Lay it over. Did I lay it over right? How can I mess up on that?
Well,
I'm with you, Linda.
So
Okay,
bring your
lay it
hand
over.
like this. So maybe
Lay it
that's
over.
So bring your hand up in here, your left hand up in here.
Okay.
This is a badge we did not obviously get.
Well,
from Girls and
that's
Girl
okay.
Scouts.
But this is, so during the fishing seminar, I am there, and I'm there for quite a while, so I can spend as much time as you need.
Oh, good. This may take days.
Learning how to
That's actually
tie
a nice
knots.
point.
So once
even
you're
if-
there,
Captain Rachel, even if people are not necessarily in the market for a boat or know that they are, this is a great opportunity to learn more about fishing and boating.
There are no stupid questions.
Tell us a couple other things that people can
News
expect
can
when they
come
go out to
through.
the show.
There's a booth. There's many booths there, but the one big booth that shows all the fishing rods, the tackle. You have all the different types of leaders. When you walk in, you can oftentimes be overwhelmed with, oh my gosh, which do I pick out? Where do I even start? And that's where they have the individual attention you can then spend with everyone.
Oh, I love it that I can talk to you personally
Yes.
and have you teach me this and see those gorgeous boats too. Well, thank you so much, Captain Rachel. The Bradenton Boat Show is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Bradenton Area Convention Center. And for more information, you can go to their website. That is thebradentonboatshow.com. Next, the Suncoast Health Organization celebrates a very big milestone.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC7, weekdays starting at 5.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
This is an ABC7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Adam Cellini, and here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. A rare sighting off the coast of Anna Maria Island. Waimote Marine Laboratory scientists are now giving a warning to boaters. Plus, there's a shortage of nurses, including school nurses, across the nation. Does that include Suncoast schools? Now let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with Bob.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're looking at a nice afternoon here, too, albeit on the warm side. Lots of sunshine today, not many showers around. We have a few developing inland, pushing off to the east. Now, we're watching watching this area right here. A little trough of low pressure still exists in the Gulf. It'll keep our rain chances at about 40% on Friday, but currently you can see not much happening here in Manatee, Sarasota, and even into Hardy County, although a few brief showers are possible there through this evening. The forecast calling for this little piece of energy out here in the Gulf to possibly bring us some morning showers. We'll have much more on that coming up today at 5. See you then.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
The Suncoast is an active and athletic place thanks to our year-round warm weather. But being active can also mean occasionally getting hurt. And for 40 years, Sarasota Orthopedic Associates has been treating injuries and chronic conditions for Suncoast residents. CEO Doug Battersher is here to tell us about the many ways Sarasota Orthopedics is impacting our area. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here today.
Well, congratulations, first of all. 40 years is great, but you also were voted best local orthopedist in Sarasota and Manatee. That's not a small feat.
Very nice. Wow, you should get a gold medal.
Yeah, we're excited about that honor, and sometimes after 40 years of growing up, you get some things right, and we are honored not only to be here today, but to accept those awards this year, and we appreciate all the patients that come to us day in and day out for treatment and care.
I was always told to look for the one with the most experience, so I guess I'm looking at it.
Yes. So in 40 years, all right, you have obviously seen a lot of growth here on the Suncoast, but you all have grown with the Suncoast. Tell us about your locations and just your philosophy of growth.
Yeah, so I came to Sarasota Orthopedics about 8 years ago, particularly to create vision and strategy for the next generation of physicians to come in. And with that, we took some time to survey our patients and find out what they were interested in. And after about 10,000 surveys, we found out that one of the top reasons they came to us was because of location, location, location. So we began to plot out our growth pattern, and we built in Lakewood Ranch on University. And we also, 2 years ago, opened on Jacaranda, just off I-75, which has been great for us. And we have our major campus, 24,000 square feet, and an aqua pool on Bay Vista and Tuttle. Oh. So we're getting ready to even expand further than that, and we're excited about it.
So you have Sarasota, you have Venice, you have Lakewood Ranch, and then some new news. Some new news.
So we are going where the epicenter of growth is on State Road 70 and Lakewood Ranch Boulevard. Major project that's there, that's up and going right now, Earth Fair, it's called the Core. And so we'll be doubling our Lakewood Ranch size and space and clinic space, and it'll be a project that'll complete in the fall of 2019.
That's exciting. Wonderful. I know listening to Suncoast residents is obviously a big part of your success. Also, we have so many great community causes and arts organizations here, and you do a lot of work with the community. Let's talk about what you do with the area high schools first.
So we are the team physicians for Lakewood Ranch High School and Booker High School, and we're also deeply involved in the Venice program. Last year with Coach Peacock and the team, we got involved in putting very expensive professional grade braces on the linemen, and you all know Venice went on to have a great year. We'd like to think that the braces kept injury, limited injury,
Yes.
and didn't help them play the game better, but it gave them extra injury protection, and we're honored to partner with the high school coaches, players, parents in these endeavors. We think it's a great investment in our time and energy.
You brought one of the, we saw pictures of the braces, and you brought one of the braces as well. And this seems very forward thinking. I know everybody's talking about we don't want to injure any of our young athletes, and so this is a collaboration you all have been working with.
It's a collaboration to, the set of braces is about $800, and we partnered with Bragg, and we ate a large part of the cost, and the students made a small investment. We put a professional staff to fit the students for them, and anytime they had a problem during the course of the year, they could call us, and our physical therapists would be there, and our athletic trainers to help them adjust if needed.
That means so much to their future.
It does.
30 years from now, they will remember this brace.
They will.
You've also been working with some of our other organizations. I know the circus. You've been working with some of the younger circus performers. Tell us what you do with them.
Right. We work with the Circus Arts Conservatory. We're in a partnership with them. We've seen Linda there a few times.
Yes, I'm on the board.
It's something that we feel passionate about, and we treat the young circus athletes come to our practice because we do pediatric orthopedics as well, and we treat some of the other performers there. So we're happy to partner with them. We think it's a big part of Sarasota, and we want to invest in our community.
And we are so glad and grateful. Thank you for all of your work, not just with the high schools and with the residents, but also with other organizations as well. Well, congratulations on your 40 years, and thank you for what you've done for us. For more information about your services and community involvement, our viewers can visit Sarasota Orthopedic Associates. You can find them online at soa.md. Coming up next, we're going to meet the grand prize winner of our big ABC7 giveaway.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Thank you.
What are you doing? You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit helpsavethenextgirl.com and get involved.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Well, last month, ABC7 held a big contest for an incredible cash giveaway. It was one of the biggest contests ever. Over 18,000 people entered for the grand prize of $7,000. Well, today we're so excited to announce and meet the winner, Leanne Sparrow of Venice. Congratulations!
Yay, Leanne!
Thank you so much.
We've got a really big check for you.
It is a big check. It is a big check.
You're going to really stand out when you get in line at the bank to cash this.
I certainly will.
Leanne, congratulations. What was your
Thank you,
reaction
Joey.
when you found out you won?
Paced. I just, unbelievable, you know, goosebumps, like, I can't believe I just won, you know.
Well, you did. And
Thank you so much.
$7,000.
So, Leanne, we have to ask, what are your plans?
Go out to dinner with friends and family.
That'll buy a lot of dinner.
Yeah. Well, McDonald's. Oops.
Well, let me help. Let me help you hold the money.
I understand,
Yes.
Leanne, that you're also going to be paying it forward.
I thought I would like to do that. You know, you get a little, so you got to pay it forward and buy somebody coffee that doesn't expect it or something fun like that.
Well, that is
have
so
a great time.
Congratulations, Leanne. We are so glad that you won, and thank you to everyone who entered. All right, we're heading into the kitchen with Tommy Bahama.
Can I say hi to George and Doris?
You
hi,
certainly
George and Doris.
can.
Hi, George and Doris.
Hi, George and Doris.
Hi, George and Doris. We're heading into the kitchen. We'll see you there.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert Weather app now.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
This is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Adam Cellini, and here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. The task force investigating the Parkland school shooting meeting today to discuss student diversion programs, why state officials say these programs have a high success rate. Now taking a quick look at First Alert traffic. Right now we're seeing some congestion heading north on US 301 in Sarasota, right between Fruitville Road and US 41. Now let's get a check on our First Alert weather forecast with Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Thanks, Adam. We are going to look at the tropics. That's right. Something may be popping up. We'll have a complete updated forecast model of what may be coming out of the Western Caribbean. We already have a tropical storm, but that's in the Pacific. That's moving away from the Baja California, but we are looking at some energy still out there in the Gulf of Mexico, a little trough of low pressure, so there's enough instability in the atmosphere to bring us a chance for a few showers on Friday. We'll talk about that. The weekend is looking really quite nice. Details on your forecast coming up today at 5. See you then.
Like ABC7 on Facebook to stay connected to the team you trust.
Florida Studio Theater presents Always Patsy Cline, now held over due to popular demand. A tuneful and memorable tribute, Patsy Cline's rise to legendary stardom is told through the eyes of her biggest fan. Featuring such hit songs as Walkin' After Midnight, I Fall to Pieces, Crazy, and many more you know and love. Critics are calling Always Patsy Cline warm and genuine and engaging. Audiences calling it outstanding. Always Patsy Cline is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone.
Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Coming up Friday at 4 on Suncoast View, the looks of Fashion Week are easier to get than you just might think. We will chat with Cutting Loose Salon about Fashion Week, working behind the scenes, and get some tips to get the look without all the work. Our beauty expert has ways to transform your summer look. Plus, we have this weekend's McCurdy's Comedy headliner, and Peak Performance Catering joins us in the kitchen.
All right, we are here with Chef Shannon from Tommy Bahama. Chef, what are we up to right now?
So today we're going to do a oven roasted mojo chicken, and it's quite the process. So we have a brine chicken here. We do a fennel and maple syrup brine that we brine the chicken for 24 hours. Then once that comes out, we brine it, and we put it in a marinade, a mojo marinade that we use charred oranges and smashed garlic, and yeah. So mojo is basically from the Canary Islands, but there's all kind of different versions. Cuban usually use you know, oranges and citrus, and some people use peppers, red and green, spicy. So there's a lot of variations to the dish. So we've let that marinate for 6 hours in the mojo marinade.
I have a dumb question, Chef. Can you over-marinate chicken? Does it make it tough?
You can over-marinate it. Yeah, it'll make it very tough. 6 hours because of the citrus starts to cook it. Plus, we've already brined it. So now we've got it tender, and then we put the citrus on it, which will potentially overcook the chicken.
All right.
All right.
I'm sure that I've done that.
Yeah.
Great
question. So we want the skin on this chicken. This is an airline chicken breast, by the way. So it's a chicken breast with one wing on it, you can see. So a little bit of white and dark. So we want the skin to be really crispy, a little bit of oil in the pan. So we'll let that cook for about 6 minutes on the skin side. Then we'll flip it over and we'll throw it in the oven. See, it's starting to get a little bit of color. Season with salt and pepper. And then we're going to go in the oven.
So that process was just, you're not trying to cook the meat at all, that is just to kind of prep the skin.
Right, you want to brown the skin to seal it in, and then flip it over and finish cooking it the rest of the way in the oven.
How long in the oven?
So you're probably about 13 to 14 minutes in the oven.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when it comes out, you want to temp the chicken right here next to the wing, and you're looking for 165 degrees. Before you cook it, before you cut it.
Is that area generally the thickest, so it gives you
It takes the longest to cook, right by the bone. All right, so then we can start with the rice. Do you want to do the rice?
I would love to do the rice.
Pull it forward here.
Yeah, Meredith, you've been here before, so you're no longer a guest.
That's right. So we're going to start with a little bit of oil. I'll do the oil. Here, I'll give you the tongs.
Sounds good.
So we're going to add in the sausage because we want to brown the sausage just a little bit. So we'd have andouille sausage. Yep.
Okay.
Andouille sausage.
Eat that one.
We're going to brown it for just a second. Yep, we can move it around, and then we're going to add the rice once we start to see a little color.
Oh my gosh.
We can smell it, right?
Oh yeah, it is cooking.
So we can add the rice now.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Yep, so we're going to stir that around. And then we also have English sweet peas and sweet plantains that we've cut up into little dice.
Right now?
Yeah, you can put it in now.
Okay.
Have those been cooked?
They've been cooked. We fry them off at the restaurant, but you can buy them cooked like that as well.
I feel like that's a secret ingredient.
Yes, so it's got a little bit of sweet. The sausage gives it a little salty.
Yes.
And then once you can see it start to brown a little bit, this is our saffron broth. So we do chicken stock and saffron. You can add that to it.
Oh my goodness. Everything is just up a level from anything I'm used to.
Not what you usually do in your own kitchen.
Right. What the saffron does is obviously gives it another level of flavor, and then it starts to combine and mix. You can smell all of the flavors in the pan. So we'll stir it around.
Can you stir too much? Like, is there?
Yeah, you don't really want to mess with it too much. You kind of shake it a little bit, let it cook, and then if you cook it too long, your rice will get really soft.
Okay.
So the rice that we have is an almond rice. We serve it with a couple of the dishes at the restaurant, and we decided to add this to our airline chicken.
It smells so good.
And just kick it up a little bit with a little saffron broth and some extra stuff. All right? So what we're going to do is So we have a tangerine vinaigrette. So it's tangerine, annatto seeds, roasted yellow peppers. We'll put this down. And then you can put the rice just right here in the middle.
Okay. Let's see if I can do
You got it.
this.
You got it.
All of it?
All of it.
Okay. Right here in the middle.
Yeah.
You can tell I'm amazing at cooking. Whoops.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Right on your
Freeform, right?
design, yes.
Perfect.
That smells so good.
Is it right?
So, and chewy sausage.
All right, and then we'll get the chicken out of the oven.
There it is.
Ta-da! So it's brown skin. We're going to cut the breast side on a little bit of a bias.
Oh, that's how you get it to
A
look
few
all
slices, yep. And then what we're going to do is fan it out just a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to stick it right here.
This looks incredible, Chef. Mojo chicken. This is on the menu at Tommy Bahama. I know you also have a big weekend coming up for dads.
Yes.
Saturday and Sunday
Yes.
is the Father's Day menu at Tommy Bahama. So great things to look forward to for dad. You don't just have to take him on Sunday. You can take him on Saturday as well. All right. Well, thank you so much, Chef Meredith and Billy Jack.
yeah.
Thank
Nice
you
job.
for being
Awesome.
here.
That looks amazing.
We're thrilled to have you. We listen to you every morning, so we're happy to have you with us. All right. We're about to dive into Tommy Bahama. Don't you forget, take some time. Enjoy the Suncoast view.